years.
It would appear as though he's trying to rewrite a little bit of history, and maybe he wants to take over and change the legacy of his family. Maybe there's hope that the legacy in the Koreas is maybe starting to change.
We need to pray for that. You know, a lot of people skeptical, obviously, and there's a long road ahead, but it's a great first step, and we got to pray for peace in the world. It affects so many everyday people on the ground.
And I love the idea of the potential of hope. We've got a legacy that seems to be leaving one of hurt, and maybe he's trying to do one of reconciliation. I love that idea. The legacy of this program for over 40 years, we've been coming daily. That was David Main's dream, and his legacy is continuing. The legacy of peace between us and our First Peoples is huge.
Absolutely. We love to be a proponent of healing and reconciliation, and helping us to continue on that legacy is our Chief Executive Officer, Lorna Duke. She joins us today. Lorna?
Hi,
Guys,
Lorna.
had a great week, and thank you for being part of this is a very interesting two-way television this week. Behind us, we have some of our great team members here on staff, and they are taking the calls because we want to ask you to be part of the financial strength and the prayer strength that keeps great Christian television and great online Christian sharing going, and keeps those prayer lines going. So these are pledge lines. We're asking you to join in and be a monthly partner to keep us going. So everyone's kind of quiet there. Dylan's talking a bit to one person there. That's Mark. I bet he's got someone on the line too. Charles is still free across from him, and we've got Nicole can take your call. So let's phone in today. Let's call in and be part of joining our team here at 100 Huntley Street.
And thank you so much for all you've been doing this week. We have some great content for you today. We're going to talk about a groundbreaking contract signing that can only lead to reconciliation. It is a Reconciliation Day. And Lorna, you spoke to actress and producer Roma Downey.
She's a great friend. And I hope you haven't missed your opportunity to get Roma's devotional book, because you should get it for Mother's Day. It is a great gift for your mom, for your daughter, for any of the women in your life. It's a great gift for anyone. It's full of great devotional opportunities, and Roma's going to share some of the insights today on what made her write that book.
You know, we've been sharing stories in the past about First Peoples, and we've got a wonderful story that stars Ivan. We want you to take a listen to this.
What happened was like he sexually abused me. A person who's been sexually abused, you know, they have this shame that they carry with them. So it's hard for a person to come out and talk about it, and to even tell a close friend or even parents. There was so much pain because of what happened that I had to find a way to cover up that pain. So what did I do? I abused alcohol. I got into gas sniffing, self-mutilation. That's how I dealt with the pain. And there was also, you know, a time too that I wanted to take my own life. There is a book out there called The Door of Hope, and in there is steps to freedom from sexual abuse. And there is a section, I think it's maybe a step 7, or maybe step 6 or 7, where it says, you know, forgive the abuser for your benefit. It's quite amazing how God orchestrated everything. Jesus died on the cross for our sins, the sins of the world. And who am I to hold a grudge against someone when he has forgiven me? But because of his mercy, his grace, he forgives us. So we can turn around and forgive others. He has shown us, he has shown me his mercy, and I can turn around and show mercy to the one who sexually abused me.
And if you need to forgive someone in your life, do remember there are our prayer lines at 1-866-273-4444. 4444. And that is so important to hear Ivan's firsthand account of how he came to grips with forgiveness. And you might need some help. Call the prayer lines. We'll help pray you through your journey of forgiveness. But behind me is something very different. Behind me are not the prayer lines. These are our partner lines where we're going to ask you to become a new monthly partner here. And this is why it's so important. Where else in the Canadian media landscape can you hear a story like you just heard from Ivan? And in a moment, I'm going to interview our Métis producer who is just come back from gathering 5 more stories like Ivan's, because we know this is our job at 100 Huntley Street, to gather the story of our First Nations people and hear how we can be part of reconciling a broken past that in sometimes the church was very responsible for. Just as you heard in Ivan's story, it was a priest flying into the community that hurt him so deeply. But here we tell the stories of how you get back to God's ideal. And we really do need monthly partners. Our goal this week was 300 people across the country to phone in and say we need to join. We've only hit 100, and 100 is great, but today our goal is 200 of you. Could you call in today? 200. Call in to 1-800-265-3100, and we would love to have you join us. I'm going to later in the program read some of the letters that have been coming in. Even Billy Graham's family has thanked us for being here and sharing what happened through that special programming we did. But this is part of becoming a subscriber to the most life-giving, Christ-honoring media you can find in this nation. 1-800-265-3100. Call these gift lines right now.
But God is so rich in mercy. He loves us so much. He gave us life when He raised Christ from the dead. By God's grace, we have been saved.
This is the great news of the gospel. This is the news that we passionately proclaim in every program, every piece of faith-inspiring media content we create and broadcast far and wide.
As media missionaries, we exist to be leading storytellers of faith, love, hope, joy, and peace, inviting every person to come alive through life-transforming faith in Jesus Christ.
Every week, almost 1.5 million people are touched by our programs on TV and online.
Every month, 4.4 million minutes of our content is watched on YouTube.
Every week, more than 7,500 people call our 24/7 prayer line seeking hope and help.
This year alone, almost 1,000 people have decided to come alive and follow Jesus. That's up 34% from last year.
Think about this impact. Think about how critical it is to have a strong, credible Christian voice in our media today. Yes, God surely is using the power of media to change lives.
Do you want to play a vital role in this outreach media mission that's reaching so many who need Jesus so much? You can by becoming a Media Mission monthly partner. Your regular monthly gift of any amount will fuel our media missionary team to keep sharing the great news of Jesus with millions of people every month.
When you become a monthly partner or increase your existing monthly pledge, as our thank you, we'll send you a copy of the new book, Box of Butterflies by Roma Downey, along with 10 butterfly encouragement note cards you can send to those who could use a lift in their spirits and journey. Become a monthly partner today, and you'll also receive our popular bi-monthly magazine Reach. Call 1-800-265-3100 or make your donation online at crossroads.ca/comealive.
Well, it's Friday and the phones are ringing. People have been waiting for Friday to call. We want to thank you for doing that. We want to say thank you to a few people. John in Prince Albert, an increase of his monthly donation from $25 to $40 a month. Isn't that incredible?
Thank you, John.
Star from Antigonish, I always say that wrong, in Nova Scotia. I love it. They got great food there.
It's so beautiful, too.
And another $20 a month increase. This is incredible. Thank you. thank you for calling.
Yeah, we're looking for new monthly donors, but if you can also increase your gift, we'd be so grateful for that. Whatever you can do makes a difference. We want to thank Richard from my hometown of Windsor, Ontario. He increased to $25 a month, and Philip from Calgary increased to $30 a month. And you know,
that's incredible.
Kevin, a lot of people are like me. You've been waiting all
Cheryl
week.
factor.
Totally, because I don't want to give early, because then I want to give again and again and again. I've already given, and it's frustrating. So I know a lot of you waited until today. Today is the day. Call early, because those phone lines are going to get really busy by the end, and we really don't want to miss your call.
And we want to get this book into your hands. When you give, when you become a monthly donor, $30, $40, even $15 a month, we want to get this book, Box of Butterflies, into your hands. And it's going to be just in time for Mother's Day. So I'm just saying there's a little plug in there.
Moms out there, great gift. And of course, they come with these beautiful butterfly cards that you can use as thank you cards. I love these.
They don't fly, just in case. They don't. You write them to people. I needed to explain that. I got confused earlier.
Thank you so much. Well, you know, we talked at the beginning of the program about a historic contract signing. I bet you're wondering what that is. Lorna is waiting with her guest to explain.
Okay, we make great media here, and because you partner with us, and thank you for doing that on those monthly pledge gifts that we're asking you to join in and become one of our team, because you do that, we have been able this year to start a new reporting process with hiring a Métis producer that helps us gather the stories of God at work with Canada's First Nations. Crystal Lavallee, you are a rock star to me. I think it's awesome that you're on the road and you've just come back from Onion Lake. I'm kind of impressed that you could do the big 7-hour road trip way up north, fly back, get in here this morning. But you also were in Lloydminster. Let's first talk about Treaty 6 and observing what you observed.
Right. So the heart of Treaty 6 is really reconciliation. It's the commitment of relationships, working together to build trust with the City of Lloydminster, the Mayor, Chamber of Commerce. You've got organizations, the school boards, you've got churches that came together with 4 First Nation communities in the Treaty 6 region for the commitment purposes of working together for 2 things. The first one was to bring education and awareness about the past, and then to bring healing to the effects of colonialization. And so you've got a lot of things that were lost during residential schools, culture, language, and Indigenous, non-Indigenous coming together to work together to say, hey, we can do this.
And that's why we have you on this new beat, First People's Voices. We want to hear your people tell their stories. You gathered us somebody from that event this week.
Yes, so Florence Blois, she's a band counselor from Onion Lake Cree Nation. Really hard to keep up with a busy person, but she gave us she shared a little bit of her heart with us.
Listen to this.
We got established about 1.5 years ago with groups of people in Lloydminster. We work with the City of Lloydminster, the Mayor and his men. We have 4 reserves, Frog Lake, Onion Lake, Little Pine, and Pommiker. It's coming, we're getting bigger.
And this is so exactly what we wanted to see, is reconciliation happening. Now, quickly tell us about Onion Lake, and then you were way up in Birch Narrows, Saskatchewan, this week.
Yes. So we started in Onion Lake. We were gathering stories for First People's Voices, and what happened was there was a shipment of 11,000 pairs of socks that came into the community, and it goes to Onion Lake, but then it gets distributed throughout those different regions and their surrounding regions. But it's not just socks. It's hockey equipment, there's food, there's clothing for little children, and people have been responding. The recipients have been saying, why? Why would someone do this for us? And Bev's out there, our outreach ambassador, she's saying because Crossroads cares, because Canadians care, because we care and we value.
And so what we've seen happen now with the creation of First People's Voices, and Bev, our ambassador, who you guys kind of have a lovely mentoring role.
Yes.
It's becoming a gathering place as people want to touch and heal their relationship with Canada's First Peoples.
Yes.
They're reaching out through First People's Voices as a conduit.
That's right. And you've got the story, so it's kind of a 1-2 move that we have where we are able to send resources, but then also to be able to capture the stories, it brings healing for them, and it brings healing for those who are listening.
Last year on National Aboriginal Awareness Day, a group of members of Parliament circulated the start of our First Peoples Voices. We had about 10 of them. We've collected many more. Watch for it in a special package that you can share with the First Peoples in your lives, and we're partnering this into every and anywhere we can get with First Nations voices, sharing your great stories. Okay, that's what you support. Crystal, thank you so much for going on the road, because I know it's hard. And but would you come alongside us? Would you be part of making the creation of great, relevant media, bringing God's truth to the pain points of this country? That's what we do. So call us, 1-800-265-3100. You can see the team right now at the pledge lines. They need your help. Over to you guys.
Thanks so much, Lorna. And we are so grateful for everything that you do. I know so many of you sacrifice, you pray for us. You are part of every good news that we bring here, what we do in Puerto Rico, what we do in the North, everything we do. When you hear people call into those prayer lines, that is because you were faithful to listen to that little voice of God inside of you saying, I want you to be part of this. And you are part of it. We're so grateful. We want to say a huge thank you from Melvin from North Harbor, Newfoundland at $20 a month. Thank you so much, Melvin. Sheila, $25 a month from Alberta. Burdette, Alberta, thank you. Brian, I know, you're so helpful. It's so nice, right? Brian from Calgary, $30 a month. And Bernadette from Chelmsford, Ontario at $15 a month. Thank you so much.
We have Melvin in Toronto, $30 a month. Connie in Chilliwack, $15 a month. Daniel in Calgary, $40 a month. You know, people are standing up and they're saying, I want to partner with a voice that offers hope. That's what I love. You know, we do every day, we offer hope. We tell people that there is a God that loves them. And today we want to continue to offer hope. Thank you. Here's the numbers once again. If you want to become a partner with us, call 1-800-265-3100 or go to crossroads.ca/come alive.
Well, we've been enjoying actress and producer Roma Downey all this month. We want to introduce you to a great clip today about angels. Here is Lorna with Roma Downey.
Roma Downey is with us, reminding us that there are blessings of God everywhere we look. But Roma, you also challenge us that God has blessings for us, Hebrews 1 verse 14, in angels. They're real. They're part of God's care for us. But you learned it through the amazing role you played as Monica on Touched by an Angel. But what did you learn about how desperately people want and need angels?
Gosh, well, I think people want and need kindness and goodness. And I think that we each can, you know, we can be angels in someone else's life through demonstrating our faith in action. Many years ago, when I was on Touched by an Angel, I used to do some work at the local hospital. We filmed in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I would go up to primary children's just to try and share a little bit of goodwill, you know, particularly for the young parents who had little babies in ICU, and what a worry and stress that was for them. And one day when I was visiting, I was in the hallway and a door opened, and a family came out through the door, and they were clearly grieving. It was like a gust of grief blew out ahead of them, and it became clear that their child had passed. And I just felt so terrible for them. I didn't quite know where to go or how to give them the dignity of their space. And the mother saw me, and she said, "Monica." Oh, she said, now Monica was the name of the angel I played on the show. She said, "I prayed that God would send an angel for my baby, and here you are." And I took her in my arms, and I didn't really know what to say to her to comfort her. I just held her and I quietly prayed with her, and just tried to, you know, just tried to hold on to her and show compassion and pray together. And she laughed and she said, "I'll always remember the angels came for my child." When I got home, I picked up the phone and I called Della Reese. And Della said, "Well, isn't it great that you were there, baby? Isn't it great that you were there when she needed you?" And I said, "I know, but she thought, you know, that I was an angel. I'm just an actress." I said, "She thought I was an angel and that God sent me there." And Della, as only Della could say, was, And baby, who said God didn't send you there? You were there because you needed to be there. And if we're going to be used through this TV show, we have to learn to get out of the way. And I think that that's a great lesson for all of us. If we want to be used by God, you know, if you pray, Lord, use me, then we have to get out of the way and let God work through us. And that often shows up as acts of kindness.
You really made me think about that as I was reading this, and that story is in Box of Butterflies. So you challenged me to say, all of us have to be operating all the time, ready to be used by God, ready to be an angel for someone.
That's right. We have to, the readiness is all, Shakespeare says. We've got to be ready. And God needs us too, you know? We need God, but God needs us to step up for each other. That's what we've been challenged to do. We have to be kind to each other. There's enough cruelty and ugliness and pain in our world.
You know, as I picked this book for our viewers, our partners this month, I don't always, but this one I felt I need to pick this first because it's like you gave us a gentle shake-up and said, come on. And I hope you get the book, and then I hope you save it and share it with somebody. Pass this book along, because it is that wonderful reminder to be kind to each other, to be an angel for everybody. Okay, Roma, we're back again tomorrow.
Thank you.
But God is so rich in mercy. He loves us so much. He gave us life when he raised Christ from the dead. By God's grace, we have been saved.
This is the great news of the gospel. This is the news that we passionately proclaim in every program, every piece of faith-inspiring media content we create and broadcast far and wide.
As media missionaries, we exist to be leading storytellers of faith, love, hope, joy, and peace, inviting every person to come alive through life-transforming faith in Jesus Christ.
Every week, almost 1.5 million people are touched by our programs on TV and online.
Every month, 4.4 million minutes of our content is watched on YouTube.
Every week, more than 7,500 people call our 24/7 prayer line seeking hope and help.
This year alone, almost 1,000 people have decided to come alive and follow Jesus. That's up 34% from last year.
Think about this impact. Think about how critical it is to have a strong, credible Christian voice in our media today. Yes, God surely is using the power of media to change lives.
Do you want to play a vital role in this outreach media mission that's reaching so many who need Jesus so much? You can by becoming a Media Mission Monthly Partner. Your regular monthly gift of any amount will fuel our media missionary team to keep sharing the great news of Jesus with millions of people every month.
When you become a monthly partner or increase your existing monthly pledge, as our thank you, we'll send you a copy of the new book, Box of Butterflies by Roma Downey, along with 10 butterfly encouragement note cards you can send to those who could use a lift in their spirits and journey. Become a monthly partner today, and you'll also receive our popular bi-monthly magazine Reach. Call 1-800-265-3100 or make your donation online at crossroads.ca/comealive.
I am so enjoying hearing from Roma Downey and her books, Box of Butterflies. And what she said about you can be an angel of kindness and hope to someone, I think in many ways, this program does that for so many people. Just this week, I'm at my local mall, and I walked into a store, and the woman there that was working at the store, managing the store, she lost her husband just recently, 55 years old, young widow, says she watches this show every night. And I often think about her this week, is that's who we want to reach, people who are just in a tough season. So many of us go through it, and we need a little hope.
Well, if you want to join and become one of our partners and continue with that hope, call 1-800-265-3100 or go to crossroads.ca/comealive. Speaking of hope, with some words of hope, here's Greg Musselman.
You know, I don't know about you, but it's not easy for me to be still and just take it easy. My mom said I was a very active child. Surprise. My wife says it's hard for me to just sit still. Greg, just calm down. But you know, as I've gotten older, I have slowed down, maybe just a little bit. But you know, as I grow my relationship with Jesus, I've learned that I need to be quiet and listen for him to speak to me, to speak to us. You know, it's in these times that we really come alive. We're refreshed in our spirits. You know, to know the God of heaven, we got to slow down. John Elridge recently told me one of the things that he does every day before he does, you know, even picks up his phone, is to get the Bible, spend time with the Lord, and as he calls it, listening prayer. How does that happen? Well, Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." The key word there, still. You know, we have this amazing privilege of serving him. You know, and I can tell you, the people here at Crossroads 100 Huntley Street, they're here because they love Jesus. They want to do what he wants them to do. That's why we gather together. That's why we do this program. We want to use our gifts to advance God's kingdom across Canada, absolutely, the message of his love, as we present this message to this nation and beyond. But we need to hear from him. Yogi Berra, the great manager of the New York Yankees and a player, he was once quoted as saying, "When you get to the fork in the road, take it." Well, we have to know which direction we're going, and that's why we're always trying to discern what the Lord is saying to us to be able to hear him in that quietness. Psalm 23, I love this. It says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul." You know, so in those times of slowing down, when we're still, the Lord refreshes us and we come alive. For more than 40 years, 100 Huntley Street has been here each and every day, helping people to discover who Jesus is and to be refreshed and understanding the peace and the hope that we have. I just want to thank you on this, the last day of our Come Alive week, for all that you are doing. You're helping us through our television program and all the other things we're doing through social media to bring hope and healing to people as we proclaim the message of God's love across this nation. If you're not yet a monthly partner, please consider being one today. Again, today is the last day of the Come Alive campaign. Help us reach our goal.
Hey, Greg, thank you so much, and we couldn't say that better. So 1-800-265-3100. We need 200 people today is our goal. 200 people today. Would you join us? And I won't even tell you how low the number is today because I'm a little bit discouraged by it. But call in, and I want to say thank you to Beulah in Kelowna for becoming one of those special people, joining us in for a month. And a great note here from, I just want to say, Pat, thank you. I got your gorgeous card. She's been calling the prayer lines, a single mother, and she's saying thank you for being there.
Oh, so many of you have given so sacrificially. Thank you to Susan from Trenton, Ontario at $30 a month plus a $60 one-time gift. She's just up in the game there. Sheila from Scarborough, $15 a month.
Thank you.
We've got Rana and Bill from Squamish, BC, $20 a month. Donna from Alberta, $15 a month. And John from Northwest Territories, $30 a month.
And I want to say a special thanks. We've got a bunch of partners here that are increasing their current monthly donations. So if you're a current monthly donor and you say, hey, I want to do a little bit more, do that. Wanda from Port Hope, and a $30 a month increase. And there's people doing that all over the country. Join us. We need you today, right now. Call. People are waiting. God bless you.
Last day to join the campaign. The phones will be going all day long. Please, if you've been waiting all week, now is the time. 1-800-265-3100. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for your ongoing support of Crossroads, a member of the Canadian Council of Christian Charities. You can write to Crossroads, P.O. Box 5100, Burlington, Ontario, L7R 4M2.
Media. This medium. Curated, created, constructed, and colluded to communicate, to influence, to connect, and entertain. With ease, with speed. Over 7 billion people yearning to connect, yearning to be fed, always looking out for whatever's cool, whatever's funny, whatever's trending. The medium is the message, but are we receiving the message? When everything is constantly moving, constantly changing, there is one thing that will not change, one thing that will outlast our lives, one thing that lasts longer than time itself, one thing that knows no bounds, no status, no color. That one thing has a name. As missionaries, we are here to share that one name, Jesus. Using the ease and speed of media to spread light to the lost, to communicate, to influence, to inform, to connect. We are media missionaries.